Hey guys, this is Mr. Taylor. What I want to do is just take a few minutes, maybe about 10, and go over a problem that we worked in class, um, which is part of our formative review for strictly for Unit 7. So if you could sit back, relax, and let's see what we can come up with this, or how we can look at this from how I believe that you will be tested. Okay, so the problem that I want to take a look at says determine if the two shapes below are similar, and then we want to justify your response. Now, it says if the problems are similar, identify the scale factor. So there are two things that we got to do, guys. Two different things that we must do with this particular problem. The first thing is to determine if RSPQ is similar to R prime, S prime, P prime, and Q prime. So without any further ado, let's take a look. So when we're dealing with similarity, we're saying we have to be able to look at, let me get my little pointer, we have to look at size. We have to make sure that these sides, which is, match up with these particular sides. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you don't mind, is I'm going to look at RSPQ. So when I look at it, I'm looking at literally my ratio. So I want to start with PQ. So I'm going to look at the ratio of PQ with QR. Okay? So let's see. So I have P, Q, and QR. And I'm looking at PQ is 4.2 and QR is 7.35. Okay. I also want to look at QR right here and RS. Notice I'm going clockwise around. Okay, so I'm going to look at QR and RS. So again, QR is 7.35 and RS is 5.25. Okay, next I want to look at RS, this one, and SP. Okay, so we have RS and SP. Well, RS we know is 5.25 and SP is 4.2. Yep, 4.2. All right, so do we have any more? Make sure we got them all. PQ. So I started with PQ and QR. Then I went from QR to RS. Then I went from RS to SP. Let's see. The last one is SP to PQ. All right. So 1, 2, 3. One more. Let's put it right here to leave a little room to write. So SP to PQ. So I think I went all the way around the figure. All right. Again, SP is 4.2 and PQ is 4.2. Now what we do here is we divide to simplify the actual ratios. So PQ to QR is going to give me 0.57, and then QR to RS is going to give me 1.4, and then RS to SP, what do I have? RS to SP, that looks like 1.25, and then of course SP to PQ is going to give me 1. So these are my ratios. Now what I'm going to do to prove similarity, I'm going to take my ratios here and set my ratios up the exact same way. So I started with PQ, so I'm going to go to, and can I change colors if you don't mind so we'll know the difference? So I change with PQ, so let's go with P prime, Q prime, and we use Q prime, since we did QR, Q prime and R prime. And what do we have? We have 10.08 over 17.64. Well, let's go ahead and simplify what we got. So I go ahead and take my little calculator. 10.08 divided by 17.64 is going to give me 0.57. Notice, if you don't mind, that these answers are identical, congruent. Okay, so that tells me those two angles are similar. All right, what do we have next? We had QR and RS. So I'm going to take Q prime, R prime, and I'm going to take R prime, S prime. All right, Q prime, R prime, remember, is 17.64, and R prime, S prime is 12.6. If I simplify, take my calculator, 17.64 divided by 12.6, I get 1.4. Now we need to go and see, do our primes match up with our original, and it does. Okay, let's take another one, which is, actually we have two more. So my third one is R prime, S prime. So we have R prime, S prime, and that's over S prime, P prime. All right, so we had 12.6 right here. And I have 10.08. Okay. Now I'm going to have to write this down here. So if I divide, take my calculator, 12.6 divided by 10.08, I'm going to get 1.25. So let's check this. Check this out. R prime, S prime, RS over SP, I get 1.25. So again, we doing good. We got one more to check to be able to determine if these are similar shapes. So I have S prime, P prime, and that's divided by P prime, Q prime. All right, now I will get 10.08 divided by 10.08 and then we know that that's going to equal to 1. So we can go ahead and check again, check our SP and PQ, and we got 1, and we got 1 there. So what we done is we have proved that these shapes are similar, and that's what I wanted to try and make sure that you understood, because I wasn't sure that we covered that part. I think we just looked at it today, and we looked at it from finding area and whatever. But I wanted to make sure that we address this from what I believe that the TEKS require that we do. Which first thing we did now. So what we've done here is we have found that each particular side is similar to on our original is similar to each particular side on our image. Now it says once we have found that, we need to determine what is the scale factor. All right, so in order to find the scale factor, it gives us a little bit more in depth. So we can take, well, let's do this to be able to find scale factor. Let's take trying to make it as simple as we possibly can. Let's take this one, and which is PQ, and let's go down here to P prime, Q prime. Okay, so here I'm going to take PQ, all right. Now PQ, let's make sure we get this right. We need to have, and I'm going to do this if you don't mind. We need to have new divided by original. This is to find the scale factor. Some people will say image divided by pre-image, but let's make it as simple as we can, if you don't mind. So if I see my actual prime marks, then I know 10.08 is my new, and 4.2 is my original. So we've already proved that they're similar, excuse me. We proved that they're similar, so I'm not going to go and take a ratio of all. I took two sides. I took PQ and P prime, Q prime, and I'm going to see what type of scale factor we have. We proved that they are similar, so we can just take one particular ratio. So I'm going to use my calculator and do 10.08 divided by 4.2, and I get it 2.4. So 2.4 is my scale factor. So this is what we need to do to settle for a 1. So now I'm at 13 minutes. I really wanted to take about 7 to 10 minutes to show you this. But if they ask you to find similarity, please do what I did in the black and red. It's just simple. You're just taking ratios and you're going around each particular side. And I did it clockwise. I want to keep that in mind. I did it clockwise, started with SP, then PQ, then QR, then RS. And as I set my ratios up, then I set my primes the same way since I started with SP. So I'll start here with S prime, P prime, go over there, and then take this one, and then take this one to this one, and then this one to this one. So I did the exact same thing. So anyway, guys, hope you get a better understanding of it. I know it's probably going to show you about 4 or 5 different pages at the end, but this is all you need to look at for now. Problem 1, and I'll try to do 1, 2, 3, 4 of those from each particular one. And if you have any problems with any of this stuff, hey, go ahead and put a comment in so I can either put a video up before this weekend is out, or we can talk about it in class. All right, this is Mr. Taylor coming at you loud and clear. You have a great one.